So this guy is gay, or by however you want to look at it, and it's about to cause him some problems. Now the guy's name is David, and David's around 23 when the story starts, and he's living in Ohio. And like a lot of us, David wants a good job with stable income. And that is when he decides he wants to work in the Ohio coal mines. Apparently, they pay all right, so he enrolls in coal mining training classes, and he works really hard. Like he shows up every day and he does all the training stuff. But then in 2011, his life changes forever because one day he's in class and that's when he meets this guy Brad. Brad is about 10 years older than him, but David thinks he's a really cool dude. And pretty quickly they become friends and they grab food together. They hang out after class, just doing normal bro stuff. But the more time he spends with Brad, the more he starts thinking Brad kind of fine. And it turns out Brad also thinks David kind of fine. And before long, they start smashing. Here's the thing about all this, though. David is actually married. He even has some young kids and some stepkids. Regardless, they keep smashing on the DL, and eventually they both become full-blown coal miners, and they even end up working together. So sometimes after work, whenever they get the chance, David will head over to Brad's house and they'll hang out or hook up or whatever it is that coal miners do in their spare time. And this goes on for a while. But after some time, David starts running into a problem. He's spending so much time with Brad that his wife starts wondering where he keeps disappearing to. Is he seeing other women or something? Well, David comes up with a way to get around that. He straight up introduces Brad to his family, and he tells his wife that Brad is his coworker and that they've become best friends and that they're going to be spending a lot of time together. And this works. David's wife welcomes Brad into their lives, and so do their kids. And before long, Brad becomes a regular part of the family. He's eating dinner with them a lot, and they go on vacations together. They even celebrate holidays at each other's houses. And so from that point on, David has the perfect excuse. Whenever he wants to see Brad, all he has to do is tell his wife that he's hanging out with his best friend and no one suspects a thing. And this sneaky arrangement goes on for years. But then over time, Brad starts to fall in love with David and it starts weighing on him and he decides he doesn't want to keep being a secret side chick anymore. He wants a real relationship with him. So he goes to David and he tells him exactly how he feels. That he wants him to leave his wife and family and start a new life with him instead. Now David does care about Brad a lot, but not enough to give up his marriage or the heterosexual life that he's built and come out as gay or bi. But at the same time, he doesn't want Brad to leave him. So he tells him what he wants to hear, and he tells Brad that he loves him too, and that he's working toward leaving his wife. He says it'll happen one day in the future. Don't you worry, and then we can finally be together. But of course, that day doesn't come. And David keeps making the same promise over and over and over again without ever following through. And eventually, Brad reaches his breaking point. He's had enough. He can't keep waiting for this guy forever. So one day in 2017, after years of having this secret affair, he finally goes to David and he gives him an ultimatum. Either tell your wife the truth or I will expose this affair. And the moment he hears that, David starts freaking out. I mean, he knows if this secret gets out, it could destroy his marriage and his reputation. I mean, what would the other coal miners think? And he's not about to let that happen. So he comes up with an idea to get rid of Brad for good. His plan is to invite Brad to hang out as usual and then just murder him and make it look like a burglary gone wrong. So he gets to work on this plan, and here is where the story gets dark. So David, he sends Brad a text telling him that he misses him and that they should meet at Brad's house the following day. And Brad is like, sweet, because he really wants to see him. So the next day, David shows up to Brad's house, and we don't know a ton of the exact details, but at some point he pulls out a pistol and blam, he shoots Brad and this unfortunately kills him. Then he moves on to the second part of his plan. Make it look like Brad was killed during a burglary gone wrong. So he starts disorganizing the whole house and messing it up, and he opens drawers and closets, and he makes it look as though someone had been searching through the place for valuables, but he doesn't actually steal anything. After that, he leaves, and he goes home. Hours later, David gets this idea to return to Brad's house and pretend like he found the body.